Rex, Michael, and Don, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Good. What are you looking for there? Tell me what you're shopping for. What aisle are you looking in?
Well, you know us. The first pick, you got to take a defensive lineman, right? So I think that's what we have to do. But no, really, it's, right now, like our scouts are like, certainly they're the experts of all these guys. So as coaches, you're just now, maybe you've watched one game or two games or maybe a TV game on these players. So you really don't know them, but it's as you get going in the process, we'll do like some little, football, video stuff with them, find out what they know, what they remember. Are they football junkies? Different things like that's what you look for. And we have 60 interviews set up with, they're 15 minutes apiece. And so you get, an idea of these guys. So that's fun to watch. And then obviously watch them work out, with the, bench press, 40-yard dash, and, all those type of things. And then the position-specific drills. So it's really good for a football junkie. You love it. But it is just an introductory type of thing of who this player is. And then obviously the film is the most important. But it kind of, verifies, if you will, what you see on tape.
Now, Rex, did you say 60 interviews, 6-0?
6-0.
Don't they all blend together? I mean, don't you start to get dizzy?
At the end of it, let me tell you, that last day, it's like, wow. Now, really, I tell you what, everybody is so different. Their stories are, there's some unbelievable stories. And, these guys are special guys, and it's, and like I say, all their stories are pretty unique. So I enjoy it, and, you feel like you have an idea who that person is by the time that 15-minute interview is over.
Rex, would it be fair to say a defensive player would have to really blow you away for you to bypass offense in the first round?
Well, I would say this. Obviously what what John's shown and all that is that we're gonna trust our board and trust the work of our scouts and coaches and if we think a guy's the best player for our team, like everything will be based on our team, and if we think a guy is best, warrants to be drafted, ahead of whoever, then you're going to take that player. And, obviously you'd love for it to match up with your needs. And obviously that would be a perfect scenario. But if it doesn't happen, I think it's best to take the best player. And I think we did that last year, with not as much with Dee Milner, but with the selection of Sheldon Richardson. And I think we were criticized for it a little bit, but I think that all Jet fans, I'm sure, would say that worked out for us pretty well.
One of the questions coming into this combine for every team, and you're all going to be asked this, is about Michael Sam coming out and admitting that he's a homosexual. Is that a situation that if you felt he was the best player that you would not shy away from, or do you think that would be a problem in your room?
No, it certainly wouldn't be a problem in our room. I think when you look at our locker room, it's based on respect. We recognize that there's, everybody's different. We're all different. 53 guys are different. But again, it's you don't have to like everybody in your locker room. You just have to respect them, and that's the way we've always gone about our business. And so I'm sure he'd. I'm sure Mike, he would fit it right in.
And I think, too, if you're in a situation, Rex, where you believe your room couldn't handle that, then you'd have to change the room, right?
Well, again, I think it would certainly be disappointing because, like I say, everybody's different. Everybody's unique in their own way. But, all we care about is that if a guy will play, give us everything he has as a football player and as a great teammate. That's all you ask of any of your players.
How about the bullying that went on in Miami with Incognito and Martin? Have you ever seen any indication of that in your room? And how would you stop it if you did?
Well, again, I think first off, I really don't. I don't claim to be an expert of what happened in the Miami Dolphin locker room. So, but for us, is again, it sounds like a broken record, but it is based on, hey, look, you got to recognize your differences and things like that. But certainly bullying would not be tolerated.
Is there a scenario, Rex, where Sanchez is on this roster for your team next year?
Well, again, I think this is going to be one of those deals that, we'll just let it play out, and we'll see what happens. And, again, whatever we think is the best, the best collection of players for our football team will be out there. And, with Mark, I think one thing I know for sure about Mark is he is working his tail off to get back healthy and rehabbing like crazy on that shoulder, and he's doing a tremendous job that way, and that's really what's the most important thing right now.